the Ottoman army marched with over 150,000 warriors, cannons roaring, flags waving like fire in the wind. It was one of the largest military operations Europe had ever seen. The walls of Vienna trembled as Ottoman mines dug beneath them. Victory seemed inches away. Europe prepared for the fall of one of its greatest cities. But destiny twisted. The Christians united under a single commander, King Jan III Sobieski of Poland. With a lightning strike from the hills, the Polish hussars crashed into the Ottoman ranks. In a single day, the empire's dream of conquering Central Europe collapsed. The defeat shattered the Ottoman myth of invincibility. It triggered a chain reaction, enemy states rising, territories collapsing, morale breaking. The once powerful empire entered a long era of retreat. Inside the palace, anger and blame spread like poison. The Janissaries revolted once again, ministers fought for survival, and old enemies returned with vengeance. Mehmed IV, who had once marched with victorious armies, now sat in silence as one report after another detailed losses across the Balkans and Hungary. His love for hunting, once admired, now became a symbol of negligence for his critics. The Sultan hunts, they whispered, while the empire bleeds. In 1687, the soldiers and Janissaries could no longer tolerate defeat. They stormed the palace demanding change. After nearly 40 years on the throne, longer than many sultans before him, Mehmed IV was deposed. Not killed, but quietly removed, exiled into a lonely life in Edirne and later in the fortress of Foça. The man who once commanded armies across continents now walked alone through gardens, listening to the silence of a fallen reign. Mehmed IV died in 1693, far from glory, remembered not as the conqueror he once hoped to be, but as the sultan whose era witnessed both the empire's revival and the beginning of its long decline. Yet history still remembers him as the sultan who dared to trust genius leaders, who marched with his armies, and whose decisions shaped the destiny of Europe itself. His era was a storm of power, reform, ambition, victory, defeat, and unending mystery.